Let's start with something that most people don't want to hear. You're probably not too late, you're just too slow. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. It's just what actually happens to most Shopify sellers. They don't find bad products. They find good products too late. They see something after it's already blown up, after a bunch of stores have copied it, after ad costs go up, after margins shrink. Then they try it doesn't work the way they expected and think, yep, e-commerce is just too saturated. But the reality is, timing is the whole game. You don't need to be first, you just can't be last. And that's where tools like Spysale come in handy. Because the goal isn't to magically hand you a guaranteed winner, it's to help you see movement earlier, before the product is everywhere, before every dropshipper jumps on it, before it gets crowded. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through how Spysale actually works, how I'd use it the right way, and how you can use it to spot opportunities before it gets obvious. What Spysale actually does. All right, let's keep this simple. Spysale is a product and store tracking tool for Shopify. What products appear to be selling, what stores are gaining traction, how things are trending over time. And the wording there matters. Appear to be, trending, signals, because this is where most people mess it up. They open a tool like this and treat it like it's giving them exact data, like it's some behind the scenes dashboard showing real revenue numbers. But that's not what it is. Spysale is not a magic tool. It's not a guaranteed winner generator. It's not going to tell you this is the product, go make money. But what it does do is it gives you visibility. And that's already a huge advantage because most people are just guessing. They scroll TikTok, they see a product, get excited, try to copy it. But that's not research, that's reacting. Spysale gives you a way to actually observe what's happening across stores in a more structured way. What it doesn't do, and this matters. Now, this part is just as important. Spysale does not replace thinking. It does not guarantee success. It doesn't validate a product for you. And it definitely doesn't mean that you should instantly copy anything you see. That's where people lose money. They want a shortcut, they want to type in winning product, see something trending, and feel like they just found a cheat code. But e-commerce doesn't work like that. You still need to ask, does this product make sense? Can I source it properly? Are the margins good? Can I market it better than what already exists? So think of Spysale like this. It helps you make better decisions faster, but it doesn't make the decisions for you. How to think about the data, most important part. This is the biggest mindset shift. Do not focus on exact numbers. That's not the point. If you see a product showing some estimated number of sales, don't get stuck asking, is this exactly accurate? That's the wrong question. The right question is this product trending or not? Is it going up? Is it flat? Is it dying? That's what matters. So think of it like a radar. It's showing you movement, and that's all you really need because you're not trying to audit a business. You're trying to spot opportunity early. How I would actually use Spysale. If I were starting from scratch, I would not go into Spysale looking for top products. That's what beginners do because top products are usually already crowded. And instead, I'm looking for products that are just starting to move, that early momentum phase. So I'd go into the trending sections and look for products that show consistent growth over time, not one big spike. Not something that goes from 10 to 100, back to 5. That's usually just a temporary push. What I want is something that goes 10 to 20 to 35 to 50. That tells me something is building. And that's where things get interesting because now you're catching it before it becomes obvious. Why tracking stores is better than chasing products. This is one of the biggest upgrades you can make. Most people chase products, but I'd rather track stores because strong stores don't just hit once. They hit multiple times. They understand their niche. They understand their audience. They know how to market. So instead of bouncing between random products, I'd find 5 to 10 strong stores and watch them. What they launch, what starts working, what they push harder, what disappears quickly. That tells you way more than looking at isolated product data because now you're seeing patterns, not just one-offs. Why patterns matter more than products. This is where things start to click. Let's say you're looking at the fitness niche. You notice resistance bands trending, then mobility tools, then recovery products. Now you've got a pattern. Home fitness plus recovery is gaining traction. That's way more valuable than just copying one product because now you can build around the trend, not chase a single item. And this is how you stop being late. You stop reacting to what already worked and start positioning yourself around what's working right now, looking at trends over time. Another mistake people make is making decisions off one snapshot. They open the tool, see one strong looking product, and immediately decide it's a winner. But that's risky. You want to look at movement over time. Does it keep growing? Does it stay consistent? Does it hold momentum? Because real winners usually don't spike once and disappear. They build. Maybe not perfectly, but there's a pattern. And that's what you're looking for. Something that looks like it has a little bit of staying power. How I'd validate a product before testing. All right, let's say I find something interesting. I'm still not testing it yet. First, I'd check the basics. Price point. Does this feel like something people will buy easily? Margins. Can I actually make money after costs? Competition. Are stores doing a good job marketing it, or does everything look lazy? Because sometimes competition is actually a good thing if it's bad competition. Then I'd ask the most important question. Can I market this better? If the answer is no, then even if it's trending, I'm probably too late. Using the AI product research feature the right way. Spysale also has AI search, and this is one of those features that depends entirely on how you use it. If you type in something vague like winning product, you're not going to get much value out of it. Instead, think in terms of categories or problems. Stuff like home organization, pet tools, travel accessories, desk setup, or car gadgets. Now you're actually giving it direction. And instead of looking for one perfect product, look for patterns. What keeps showing up? What categories feel active? What problems are being solved repeatedly? Because trends usually show up in groups, not just one random product. The biggest advantage, speed. If I had to sum this tool up in one word, it's speed. Without a tool, you're just guessing. You're reacting to whatever shows up in your feed. You're late to most things. With a tool, you're watching. You're spotting movement earlier. You're seeing patterns faster. You're making decisions with more context. And that's a big edge. Because in e-commerce, the person who spots something early enough usually wins. Not first, just early enough. Where people still mess this up. Even with all this, people still blow it the same way. They see something trending and immediately source it, build a store, run ads. No validation, no thinking, no strategy. And then it flops because the product was the only part of the equation. You still need good creatives, a solid offer, decent positioning, smart testing. Data can point you in the right direction, but it won't fix bad execution. The limitations you need to understand. So no tool is perfect. And if you ignore this part, you'll still make bad decisions. Spysale works best when stores are running meta ads. If a brand is winning through TikTok or organic traffic, you might not see the full picture. Also, it doesn't tell you why something is working. It could be a great ad, a strong brand, or a good offer, not just the product itself. So if you copy the product without understanding the angle, then you might not get the same results. That's why you still need to investigate. The simple system I'd use. So if I were using this weekly, I would keep it simple. Find a handful of interesting products in stores. Narrow them down based on trend strength, margins, and fit. Then validate manually. Look at the store. Look at the product page. Look at the content. Then test small. If it works, scale. If it doesn't, move on. No overthinking and no attachment. At the end of the day, that's really what this is. It's not a shortcut. It's not a cheat code. It's just a tool that helps you see things earlier, move faster, make better decisions. And honestly, that's enough. Because most people aren't failing because there are no opportunities. They're failing because they're late. So no, you're probably not too late. You just need to get faster at seeing what's coming next. So if you want to go ahead and check out Spysale, I'll have links for you down in the description below. This is an affiliate link, which means we do earn a small commission when you use it at no extra cost to you. And this really helps support the channel. If this video helped you understand how to actually find winning products before they get saturated, then make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Here on Ecom Mastery, we focus on real strategies that actually work, not just recycled advice. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you here in the next video.